This is Support is Sexy, episode 471. Let go of the things that no longer serve you. Welcome to Support is Sexy. I'm your host, Elayne Fluker, entrepreneur, author, and founder of Chic Rebellion Media. 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, I bring you inspiring women entrepreneurs who share their wins and lessons to help you take your business to the next level. Here we go. Hi, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Support is Sexy. I'm happy to have you here. It just would not be the same without you. And if you're listening to this in real time and you happen to be in the United States, I hope you are enjoying today's Memorial Day. But for all of you listening, I hope the week is off to a great start. Start your week off strong. It sets the pace, right? Sets the tone for the rest of the week. And actually, that segues perfectly into what I want to do this week. I decided to do daily challenges. So every day this week, I'm going to present something to you as a little bit of a challenge for you. It's something that I always love journaling, right? I talk about journaling a lot. It's something that I think you can write about in your journal or take some time to reflect, but definitely think about these challenges and see if you can put them in place this week. We're trying something a little bit different, a daily challenge for all this week, and then we're going to get back into our interviews next week. And this is something I thought about because I've been traveling the past few days. I've been in DC. Right now I'm in New York. Super excited to see everyone and visit with everyone. But I've been thinking about different things that I want to do and accomplish, especially before I take my big trip with Remote Year. You can go back and listen to a couple of episodes where I've talked about that. I did an interview actually with the VP of Experience for Remote Year, Trish Kennelly, so you can go check that out. But there are some things I want to do before that trip around the world, and there are some things that I want to do during that trip. But to get there, I have to challenge myself in different ways to grow, push myself beyond the areas where I feel comfortable in my business and in my personal life. And I think a lot of that starts with the small challenges. So this is where this idea came from. A lot of that starts with things that we might not even consider as the steps, I would say, through the breakthrough. I always believe the breakthrough comes after a lot of tiny little cracks. It's not always that one thing you do that breaks through everything and pushes you to the next level. It's usually, even if you think about people that you admire or who are successful, step by step by step. Small challenges along the way, one step at a time, right? Day after day, taking a step, pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. So hopefully you're all in and you're going to play along this week because today is our first challenge. So daily challenge number 1, let go of the things that no longer serve you. And this came up because, again, if you've been listening for a while, you know that I relocated from New York in Brooklyn to Atlanta, Georgia to be closer to my parents who are down there, to be closer to a family member who is struggling with Alzheimer's, just to be closer, right? To be there to support and to have them be able to support me in different ways. The move was a little bit difficult for me in the beginning, or I should say I made it difficult by thinking, I got to get back to New York. I got to get back to New York, just not wanting to let go. When I did finally let go, though, and decide, okay, I'm here in Atlanta. I'm going to not even just make the best of this, really embrace being here. Things really opened up for me. And I've talked about that some, but I think I'm going to do an episode just about that letting go. But in this episode, and as part of this daily challenge, for you, I'm not talking about a move and letting go of a place. But what I went through recently is I'm getting my stuff out of storage here in New York. So had movers come just yesterday, move everything out. You should see, I don't even want to show you the picture. You should see how much stuff was in this storage space. I can't even believe it. I thought I had downsized a lot before I moved. I knew there were some things I still wanted to get rid of or pass on, I'll say. But there was so much more as I'm seeing the movers take things out, wrap things up. And I started, honestly, to have a little bit of anxiety and stress seeing things be wrapped up that I know I don't want to take with me. I know I don't want to have it move from this location to the next location because I'm doing this move before, again, I go on this big trip. So I'll be gone and traveling for 12 months. So I want to move my things from New York to Georgia to Atlanta because that's likely where I'm going to go back to unless I decide to stay abroad, but we'll see. In any case, I'd like to have my stuff down there. And not for nothing, it costs a lot less to store your stuff in Atlanta than in New York. In any case, seeing everything though come out and just thinking about, oh my goodness, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want all these papers, or I don't need that. I don't need this. I don't want all these clothes. All this stuff is just in that hallway, and they're packing it up nicely and wrapping it up and protecting it. But I was sitting there thinking, I need to let this stuff go. Why didn't I let this stuff go? Now, eventually, I did get to the point where I relaxed and I said, you know what? I'm not going to worry about it now. It wasn't like I could go through it while they were there packing it. The movers were already there. They're wrapping it up. They're getting it ready for this long distance trip. So I decided when I come back, not even beforehand, when I come back from my trip, my plan is to hire someone to help me go through all of these things. Maybe it's an organizer. I don't know. Someone has to be out here who does this for people. Have someone come into, say it with me, support me in going through these things and helping me figure out what to sell, what to give away, what to keep, whatever that's going to look like, because I don't know what my new place is going to look like. I have no idea. So some of those decisions I shouldn't even make right now. So that was a situation where I decided to let go of the stress around that, but also I'm willing to let go of the things that no longer serve me. So sometimes, and I don't know if you're guilty of this, but I certainly am, I've been holding on to something thinking, well, I'll use this one day, or this might serve me one day, or I don't want to let that go because it's sentimental. Now, some things, for me, for example, I have furniture that's been in my family for over 50 years, so for generations. I'm likely going to hold on to that stuff or pass that on to someone else in my family. I have art that I'm going to hold on to. So I'm not talking about things like that. They really do have some value to you that serve as a great memory or something that really is connected to you. But I'm talking about other things that you really could let go of that might not be serving you. Now, this is physical things, as I'm talking about, when I was able to actually see all of this stuff in this little hallway that I'm taking with me and carrying from one place to the other. But also, this includes activities or habits or other kinds of things that you might do in your day-to-day, or even ways of being that you're carrying with you day to day that no longer serve you. It's time to let it go. Why are you holding on to? Maybe it's a belief that things never work out for you, or you're just not that lucky, or everyone else gets a break but you never get a break, or everyone else gets the opportunity and you never get the opportunity, or your relationships don't work out, or you just have bad luck in relationships. Maybe it's some kind of belief that you're holding on to that would serve you better to let go of it, to leave it in storage, like me, right? Leave it in storage or get rid of it. You don't want to pass that on to anybody. It's just time to let that go. Release that to the universe. So that's what today's challenge is all about. Whether it's a physical thing that you have that I want you to take stock of and say, you know what, it's time for me to let this thing go. Or it's an activity or a bad habit or a belief that you have that is no longer serving you. What can you decide to let go of today? The challenge is today, right? So don't think I'm going to do this next month. What can you decide to let go of today? What is a thing that no longer serves you that you were holding on to for what? For what reason? For me, that was some of the things that I was looking at that were coming out of that storage space. So it's almost like cleaning out. Think of coming out of the storage space, cleaning out your mental blocks or anything in your mind, anything you're holding in your body. Think about the stress that you're holding because you're holding on to that thing. Again, maybe it's a relationship, that thing. I'm not telling you to break up with anybody, but I am telling you to do an assessment. That could be at work, that could be in romantic relationships, that could be anything, or the relationship with yourself. Is there anything you're holding on to that you could or that you even should let go of? Anything that you're seeing come out of this storage space once you do this process and this daily challenge, anything that comes out that you need to assess, you know what, I don't even want that thing anymore, or I don't even need that thing anymore. It might not be something that's quote unquote bad for you. It might just be something that you've outgrown. A lot of times we've outgrown things. I don't know about you, but I hold on to a lot of clothes that For all these reasons, none of your business, I have in different ways outgrown. I don't need those things anymore. I don't need to say I'm going to get back into that someday. For what? It's not something that is my grandmother's or anything like that. It's something that was stylish at a time and I liked it and I liked when I could fit it. Those times have changed. So now I can pass that on to someone else who could potentially use it. Whatever that looks like, I need to let it go. So again, this is the challenge for the day. We're going to do a challenge every day this week. So hopefully you're going to rock with me and go with this. But think about write in your journal. If you have a journal, if not, write it in your phone. Get a journal. I suggest you get a journal. Write it in your journal. What am I holding on to that's no longer serving me? Maybe it's one thing, maybe it's 10 things. But today, what are you going to make the decision to let go of? Let go of the thing that no longer serves you. All right, so thank you so much for listening. I look forward to sharing more challenges with you tomorrow. Until we chat then, always remember that you deserve support. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care.